Welcome to Conflict News 24. A look at headlines. Firstly, Uganda has announced to send troops to Congo to be part of East Africa Regional Force, but a Congolese NGO is opposing the deployment of Ugandan troops in Congo. Secondly, M23 fighters, their sources backed by the side are reporting that M23 fighters have taken control of Bambo. Burundi has also announced to send more soldiers to Congo. Details for you. Secondly, Turkey Kurds conflict. We know that more than a week ago, in a bomb blast in Istanbul, Turkey, 6 innocent civilians were killed. Around 80 were injured. Turkey accused PKK, Kurdistan Workers' Party, of having carried out the attack. A Syrian woman was arrested, allegedly having links with Kurds for the attack in Turkey. And then Turkey launched an air campaign on Kurds in Syria and Iraq. And today, Erdogan, Turkish president, said that Turkey could use its tanks against Kurds. Is Turkey going to launch a ground offensive in Syria and Iraq? And thirdly, viewers, Russia-Ukraine conflict, where Britain has sent lethal Brimstone 2 missiles to Ukraine, and Ukrainian forces are conducting some operations on the left bank of Dnieper River. We have details for you from a place which is called Kinburn Spit, which is a sort of exit point for Kherson and Mykolaiv ports. So a few weeks ago, Russians were in Kherson city. Then around 10 days ago, Russians lost Kherson. They retreated to the left bank of Dnieper River. Now left bank of Dnieper River is the new front line where clash is being reported. Firstly, viewers, East Congo conflict ongoing since the end of last year. Though it's an old conflict, M23 fighters were disarmed in 2013 after civil war, but last year they resurfaced. They are accused. It is said that they have the backing of neighboring countries like Rwanda and Uganda. And East Africa Community countries, 7 countries of East Africa Community Organization in April announced to deploy troops to East Congo to stop M23's military advance. M23 fighters have taken control of several towns in East Congo, Kiwanja, Rutshuru city, Rugari. They are in Kibumba and Bahumba too. Kenyan troops have arrived in North Kivu. They are in Goma city. Kenya announced to send 900 soldiers. 200 have arrived, I think. But they are not on front lines. They are in Goma city. Burundi's troops are also in East Congo. They are in South Kivu. Kenyan troops are in Goma, which is in North Kivu. Burundi's troops are in South Kivu. And Burundi's president today announced to send 2 more battalions to South Kivu. Uganda yesterday confirmed, Ugandan military, that 1,000 Ugandan soldiers would be deployed to East Congo. Ugandan soldiers are already deployed to East Congo. They are fighting a Ugandan opposition armed group based in Congo called Allied Democratic Forces, ADF, which has its basis in Congo, and Uganda has been conducting airstrikes on these fighters in Congo. But the new deployment is to stop M23 fighters. So, Ugandan, Burundi's and Kenyan troops, they are going to start some joint offensives, if they did, to stop M23 fighters. But Opposition is being seen to the deployment of Ugandan troops in Congo. ACAG, ACAJ, Association for Access to Justice, is a Congolese NGO. ACAJ. The NGO is opposing the deployment of Ugandan troops to Congo. ACAJ today in a statement said that Ugandan journals, Ugandan military was backing M23 fighters. It was providing weapons, logistical support and other support to M23 fighters. Deployment of Ugandan troops to East Congo will not help the achieving of the objective, which is to contain M23 fighters. Ugandan troops so far have not arrived in East Congo. Opposition is being seen. Let's see, will the troops be deployed, Ugandan troops? And if they are deployed, where will they be deployed? Will they join Kenyan troops in Goma? Will they join Burundi's troops in South Kivu? That remains to be seen. Meanwhile, M23 fighters, they are advancing. Reportedly, some news sources backed by M23 are claiming that M23 fighters have managed to reach Bambo. Bambo is situated to the west of Kiwanja. It's a separate front. It's not Goma front. On Goma front, M23 fighters are in Kibumba. FARDC and M23, they're in control of parts of Kibumba. Bambo is another front. You can see Bambo on your screen, situated to the west of Kiwanja. And from Bambo, from other places, M23 fighters want to reach the places situated to the west of Goma, like Masisi. Though Bambo to Masisi is a long distance, but their ultimate target is to lay siege to Goma. Goma-Masisi road is open, which is being used by Congolese military, Kenyan troops, other troops which are deployed in Goma city. M23 fighters are advancing. So far, FARDC, Congolese military, has not been able to stop M23 fighters. Yes, the advance has been slowed down a little, but still they are advancing. On daily basis, they are capturing new territories. Why? M23 fighters are well acquainted with local people, with terrain. They have sympathy for them as well in this zone. FARDC, all FARDC soldiers are not from this region where fighting is ongoing. So they have advantage of home ground, if this is the right term to use. That is why. And obviously they have some support as well. Where are they getting their weapons from? Where are they getting logistical support from? Fingers being pointed towards Rwanda, towards Uganda. Burundi's president in a statement today said that Burundi and East Africa regional community did not have any reliable information that Rwanda was backing M23. So he tried to defend Rwanda, but not explicitly. So there are questions being raised about Rwanda, that Rwanda is backing M23 fighters. Secondly, viewers, is another armed conflict brewing in the Middle East? Turkey, is it going to attack Kurds in Syria and Iraq? Turkey is already conducting airstrikes on Kurds in Iraq and Syria. Airstrikes going on for years. Kurds live in Turkey, live in Syria and in Iraq. They have been struggling for a separate country in the Middle East, but they don't have a separate country. Their areas in Syria and Iraq are protected to some extent by US as well. US has its military presence in Iraqi Kurdistan, in Syrian territory, which is under Kurds' control on Syria, Turkey border. PKK, Kurdistan Workers' Party, is accused by Turkey of conducting attacks, terrorist activities in Turkey for years. On the 11th of November in Istanbul, Turkey, a bomb blast happened. 6 civilians died in Istanbul and 81 were injured. A woman accused was arrested who is a Syrian, but Turkey said that she had links with PKK, Kurdistan Workers' Party, and after that, on Sunday, Turkey launched air campaign against Kurds in Syria and in Iraq. Turkish bombers, fighter jets and drones carried out several airstrikes and drone strikes on Iraqi Kurdistan and on Syrian territories where Kurds live. Now, Turkey is going a step ahead. It is threatening to start a ground offensive on Kurds. Erdogan spoke a few hours ago while he was returning from Qatar, where he attended inauguration ceremony of Football World Cup. And there he said that during his talk, he said that Turkey was hitting targets of terrorists in Syria and Iraq, and Turkey would use its tanks to attack those who have been involved in terrorist activities in Turkey. It means that Turkey is threatening or it is planning to launch a ground offensive into Syria to wipe out Kurds, to push them away from Syria-Turkey border. Same could happen in Iraq too. Iraq shares border with Turkey. Turkey launched a limited ground offensive in Syria in 2020, I think. I covered that war which went on for less than a month, I think. Back then, Russia intervened. Russia has military presence in Syria too, and in Russia, Erdogan and Putin signed a ceasefire agreement. Once again, it seems that Turkey is planning a ground offensive in Syria and in Iraq. Iraqi Kurds are targeted by Iran too. There are ongoing protests in Iran, and Iran accuses Iraqi Kurds of fueling tensions in Iran. And Iran, a few days ago, carried out airstrikes on Iraqi Kurds. So, Iran and Turkey could join hands in a new military offensive against Kurds in Iraq. And in Syria, we could see military offensive from Turkey on Kurds. Lastly, viewers, Russia-Ukraine conflict, where firstly, Britain is supporting Ukraine. We know that Britain is proactively supporting Ukraine in this conflict. Russia has been warning Britain that UK is crossing some lines. Red lines are being crossed by the UK. Now, Britain has given lethal, advanced missiles to Ukraine. Brimstone 2 are advanced missiles with range of between 7 and 25 kilometers. Laser guided, ground to air, air to air. Can be fired from air, can be fired from the ground as well. 6 months ago, Britain gave Brimstone 1 missile to Ukraine. But now advanced missiles have been given, Brimstone 2 to Ukraine by Britain, which are very effective against tanks, against armor. Entire Europe, NATO, US are giving their state-of-the-art weaponry to Ukraine. That is how Ukraine managed to stop Russia. Russian weaponry not as battle-tested as American weaponry. That is why Russia had to rely on Iranian drones. Secondly, Ukrainian forces which retook Kherson around 10 days ago are now conducting operations on the left bank of Dnieper River. Russians had to retreat from Kherson city around 10 days ago. Russians were in Kherson city. They were in parts of Mykolaiv as well. They withdrew. They withdrew to the left bank of Dnieper River. Now, reportedly, Ukrainian forces are conducting operations on the left bank of Dnieper River. Kinburn Spit is on the left bank of Dnieper River. Here, Ukrainian military has confirmed that some operations are ongoing. Kinburn Spit is a very strategic place because it is exit point for Kherson and Mykolaiv ports. If Ukrainian forces take control of Kinburn Spit, if they attack Russian naval assets here, it means that left bank of Dnieper River in Mykolaiv is a battlefront. You see that Russians were planning to enter Dnipropetrovsk from Kherson. They lost Kherson city, Mykolaiv, and now front line is at the left bank of Dnieper River. No signs of any major advance by Russians in the last few days, last few weeks. They lost Kharkiv, they lost northern Donetsk, they lost some parts of Lugansk, they lost Kherson, and now front line being pushed to the left bank of Dnieper River. Thanks for watching.